Hey, good evening and welcome to VRML Channel 1. It is Echo Arena, and I am Newton Dad. Sitting next to me is Newton Kid, aka Newt, and we will be bringing you tonight Anomaly versus the Bite of 87, and also the Bite of 87 versus Ethereal, and then Echoholics versus Icy somebody or other. That's a ways out there, though. We'll get there. So until then, though, we are looking down the barrel of the number 2 team here in the form of the Bite of 87, who came out of the Challenger Cup looking like they were a team on fire and proceeded to beat Instinct. Yeah. And then turned around and, lost to Zen in the same week. So a little bit all over the map. It could be anybody's game tonight. Newt, what do you think about this thing?
It's definitely going to be an exciting one. I actually played with a few of the players from Anomaly a little earlier today. Just a couple 8 queuing pubs for the Echo Pass. You know, we love to do that. We love to have some fun. But as the stack race is counting down, 3, 2, 1, we will have the side of 87 actually winning the stack race. That's a little unexpected, if you ask me.
Yep. Yeah, 1.9 seconds is what they showed me on the Spark overlay, that joust. As the Bite didn't manage to retain the possession of the disc, so it goes in by Anomaly deep into their zone. Anomaly taking out the first points of this match, and they are establishing that they are here to play, not to be jump scared, not to be trifled with, not to be left in the dark at all.
Yeah, that big bot wet taco stack is truly something to be like scared of, to be fearing. It's everyone in Anomaly is insanely fast at stacking. It does not matter who you are. As we do see on the side of Anomaly, Acorn is dropping out. I'm not sure if that's for a tech issue or just something else. But oh, he switched teams by
Oh,
accident.
what happened there?
Look at
Okay.
that. Oh,
Yeah, that
what
what
are they doing?
was that a reset?
They restarted.
That was a restart.
Why'd they? What are they doing?
This is
I'll
odd.
listen to comms. Hold on.
Okay, this is a little bit anomalous. This shouldn't be happening, and unless it has a
Oh, the rule set was wrong.
very good, what? The rules were wrong.
That's what they
Okay,
said. It was the rules were wrong.
so if the rules were wrong, then they're just gonna reset the rules here. It'll be 2-0. It'll be the joust, hopefully not in the middle, which they didn't get that right just yet.
I'm a little
It's a
confused.
neutral joust, so they're probably gonna.
No,
Oh, there it goes.
it's not. It's not.
There
We're
it
good.
goes, down into the blue zone. So we are seeing Bite rolling out as if the Anomaly had just finished scoring right there, 30 seconds off the clock. Something weird happened at the beginning there, but we don't know what it is, and it doesn't matter because now it's all back to normal. That is the Green Pigeon rolling out on the side of Bite of 87. He is being bothered by that stack, Taco and Big Bot. So they're bothering and they're jumping around looking to how to break up this offensive rollout. Time with the disc now rolling down the left side. Nobody pressuring him just yet. Has a pass up high, a pass down low. Chooses the low option. Ryruff on the pass into Green Pigeon, and that is now a tied game, 2-2.
Yeah, 87 actually just brought out a move that Anomaly is very well popularized into VRML, the cut from front to backboard and slamming it in usually as a slap, but a dunk suffices as well as the initial dust rollout. I did notice that Anomaly is having a little bit of trouble keeping their stacks together. I don't know if that's going to cost them, but quick passes in between the tunnels, a back pass right back to Wet Taco. Wet Taco looks for another cross back over to Big Bot. Big Bot back to the ceiling to Acorn. Acorn sends this right back. Another reset to avoid. A great disc control here. Wet Taco in the bubble passes back up to Acorn to do that same play that Anomaly 87 just showed off, but does miss the pass just a little bit and reset back to avoid.
Yeah, the disc moving nicely around the blue bubble. The Anomaly doesn't seem to be worried at all about moving it from person to person to person. And of course, these guys, most of them just returned back from land. So I'm sure quite a few of them have switched back from Quest into their CV1s. And that is another 2 points on the board. Acorn camped out on the backboard there, gets the pass behind and does that Anomaly centric shot that is so popular by them. But it could be an adjustment period for them as they're just kind of settling into competitive play again, quite possibly on their CV1s, getting rid of those Quest 2s after the land.
Yeah, honestly, in my opinion, I feel like Anomaly, if anyone, is the perfect team to get past 80, the way the 87 plays. A very controlled and passing team, as 87 is very, very easy to pick apart if you're running a double stack. But as we see right now, actually, the stack isn't currently connected. Ryrov is pushing into the bubble with minimal pressure. A pass over to Pigeon. Pigeon takes it into the bubble and slams it in another 2 to tie it up. A very close game we're looking at right now.
Yeah, Pigeon got a nice anchor on that one. Dropped down low a little bit just to disorient the defense and the goalie, and managed to deposit that one in the lower quarter of the net. You know, this is a back and forth battle so far. We have almost 3 minutes off the clock here, and we're literally starting over again. So this right now could be anybody's game. Avoid handling the disc now, rolling out. He has the first pass over to Acorn, who's on the left side. He throws it over to the near side, makes a connection to Taco. Taco now moving up a little bit. No pressure on him, but just slowly moving so that everybody can move around with him. Looking forward, still looking forward. Got nobody under pressure except Time. Finally comes out and gets that disc out of his hand, gets the stack going with Pigeon, and moves back towards the orange side. The shot is on, and the shot is in. That is Swagwar with a long three, taking that one up to a 3-point lead, 7-4.
Yeah, and look at Swagwar doing what Swagwar does best, slamming in long threes from across the entire arena. That is not an easy thing to do, especially knowing that there's people watching you on the stream, on Channel 1, like we are right now. And it's good to be here. It's good to be watching this match, and it's good to see amazing shots like that. Big Bot receiving a pass from cross tunnel, but again, the beautiful disc movement back to Avoid, slowing this down, sending a deep pass low to Acorn. Acorn sending it over to Boot to Wet Taco, who's recovered by Ryrov, though, who sends in a long clear. I think, there we go, the 87 sack moving into the bubble, getting a free 2-pointer and putting them up by 5.
Yeah, that was absolutely the whole team of By Dave at 87 making it in there all together, all for one for all, and points for them. So yeah, good job. That's Swagor again. We're watching you, Swag. We can see you. No pressure. We can see you though.
Hope he's listening.
He's probably
We're gonna Cathars curse him. He's now gonna start having pressure and missing all of his shots.
We love you, Swag.
Quick pass over to Acorn, who resets it back to Avoid. Avoid, look at this disc movement. I can't get over this. Anomaly is so impressive right now. Acorn fumbling a pass, right as I said it too. Bot recovers the disc though, sending it high up to Wet Taco. Wet Taco moving it into the bubble. Taco sends it up to Avoid. Avoid with a top pocket shot on the goalie and putting them back within 3 points.
That one dinged right off the ring and made it a positive bounce toward the goal into the top corner. That was pretty hard to make, but you know, you've got to be painting those corners if you're playing at this level, because if you're shooting to the middle of the goal, it's getting caught and it's getting sent the other direction. But heading off the other direction now is Green Pigeon handling the disc now. First pass is low and is good to Ryref. Ryref looking at a pass on the floor, has Swag dancing around down there, but Swag chooses to reset. They're going to slow down, take a better look at this thing. Ryref now setting up the play, looking ahead, has a pass high, picks up Time depositing back. Little kind of a janky pass there back toward Pigeon. It is rattling around off the geos, but he will pick it up and slap it back toward Bowtie. Ryref's there waiting, just resetting. Pigeon on the inbound, and Pigeon takes the cut pass and makes it good for 2. That is 11-6. They're on a roll.
Yeah, you have to notice that with every one of these shots, they are not just throwing it blindly into the goal. They are, making the exact calculations, cranking the numbers in their head, saying, all right, what are the chances that this shot works? And they place it into the pocket. They're not just aiming for the goal. They're aiming for a certain spot in the goal, which, you only really see that in the high diamond master tier division. Big Bot picking up the little fumble in the midfield, who almost gets recovered by Taco, but does get stunned out by Ryref. Ryref pushing up into the bubble with Pigeon right next to him, who opts to slow it down, but does end up dropping it, tapping it back to their midfield with a cross pass back to Pigeon.
Yeah, Pigeon handling the reset as everybody moves forward a little bit, including Pigeon up to the double to Bowtie. Again, advancing forward, getting stunned though, and passing it out, but getting it over to Time. Look at a little bit of disco disc, perhaps. I don't know. Could have been this. It says it's a self goal off Big Bot, but I imagine it's a technical goal, and that's an unfortunate way to be taking points right now. But Anomaly is looking at some time running off this clock and needing to get some momentum going. They've got to get going now, or this round is going to be bite of 87s.
Yeah, Avoid sending in, a little bit of a poor pass. Recovered by Swagwar. You cannot leave the goal open for that man, but he does manage to ding it. You never really see that often, but again, with the beautifully placed cross pocket shot, 17 meters per second. That's not an easy save, especially considering where the goalie was positioned. Swagger putting them up by another 9 points. 9 points. 2.5 minutes though.
Yeah, 2.5. I mean, that's a pretty hard haul for Anomaly to take on in 2.5 minutes, especially with as much momentum as Bite of 87 is showing right now. The cross pass goes good, and the disc is now into the blue side. Big Bot looking around and waiting for his teammates to advance. Has W Taco up there for the top pass, gets it around to Acorn. Acorn making the connection to Bot, but Bot getting bothered at the same time. That is Pigeon getting that clear into the trap zone. Swag picking it up and just moving it down a little bit, not under pressure, so he's going to take his time. He's got all the time in the world. He's got all the points on the board. No reason at all to rush this, and they just move forward. Nice and easy. Nice pass. Gets picked off, but momentarily, and then Ryruff gets it back, bounces it off the Geo, and that one's cleaned up by W Taco.
Yeah, I am noticing that Anomaly is making just like very small mistakes that is like hitting them a little hard. They're just very like a couple passes that are just going into coverage, and those couple passes are giving away possession to 87. The disc bounces very dangerously into the blue bubble, but it is slapped out for the side of 87. Bot recovering it though, tapping it out back to Acorn. Acorn trying to get a slap off to his teammate on the ceiling, but doesn't quite get it. Big Bot though does manage to fix that mistake. Avoid over to Wet Taco. Taco moves up. On that nugget block, gets stuffed by Ryruff though. A long clear into the bubble.
Yep, the clear is good, but the stacks were not quite there on either side. They all kind of overshot it until Pigeon claimed it up. It got loose as a stun came out on Pigeon, and then Taco picks it up, chucks it all the way through. That does look like it's going to be. Ooh, it is picked up by Acorn. Acorn making the shot, going off the ding ring. Unfortunately, best goalie NA always going to be there as they then exchange some fisticuffs in the goal, and the disc is free in the mid though. It is picked up by Bot. Bot moves it forward, but doesn't get to the intended target. It's then cleared back into the orange side. A long clear, a nice boost, a nice shot. Swag War from 3, just barely at 3, 9.1 meter, and he was on the move. So that was a good shot to pick up that 3.
Yeah, and mathematical times expired, but maybe we can see Anomaly put down another point or 3 on the board to see if we can get a little bit of momentum moving into this round 2. Hopefully, oh, that's not the way to do it. Giving
Oh
a
no,
free 3-pointer to that green pigeon.
no.
Oh my goodness, 6-21.
Yeah,
That'll do it for round 1 though.
if you want your mental to be in good shape, that is not the thing to do, the last thing you do before you head into the locker room. So, Anomaly has a few things to discuss during this mid round. As we'll discuss what happened there. And what happened was the Bite of 87 played just a masterful first round. I mean, pardon the pun, but they came out of, I keep going back to this, they came out of Challenger Cup. And most teams, their first cycle out of Challenger Cup, they get the snot kicked out of them for week after week after week as they get established in the Master Tier. Bite of 87 went straight to the top and has not come back down. How do you do that?
Yeah, it's just a mixture of great chemistry and just understanding the way the game is played. Other teams are going to have more chemistry. Oh, wow. More chemistry than you. And they're going to have more time and experience than you. But it's just the way that 87 is able to keep playing the same way that they did in the Diamond Division. And just the way that they're playing is significantly like they're not letting up. They're unrelenting. They're playing the same way no matter who they're against.
Right?
Even against people like Instinct.
Right, and what you don't see them do is when they get ahead, they don't start resorting to showboating and to being just kind of steezy and loose. They stay tight, they stay on top of their game, and they just keep driving, which really is what sets aside the good teams from the great teams. Honestly, the good teams will sometimes just play around, and the great ones are stay focused. Look at Ignite. You almost never see them go completely loose. They might back off a little bit, but they never go completely loose, and that really kind of sets them apart. It's something I want to keep watching by 87 and see if they can maintain that over the season.
Yeah, pass down to avoid though. Anomaly did manage to get the joust. I'm not sure if they won it. I did not catch that, but it will be Acorn taking his time on that high block, getting pressured by Swagwar though. Quick pass over to W Taco, sending it down to avoid, and avoid opting to reset this. Actually, it seems that Anomaly has noticed what they were doing wrong in the first round and did manage to improve upon it. Ooh. But as I say that, they throw it into coverage, as I mentioned a little while ago.
Yeah, I mean, the reads are the reads, and you can't. Sometimes you can't help it. That big long pass, I made it downfield. Swagwar just reeled it in. I took a look at it and dumped it in for a two. He was under a little bit of pressure to get it in there, and I could hear him thinking about that three, but didn't quite decide to pull the trigger on it. Good two though to start off this round and establish that Bite is still here, still ready to fight, still ready to take some points, and still ready to make this all theirs.
Yeah, pass from Avoid to Big Bot, and Avoid looking like he wants to reset this or cross this, and he does manage to get it across to W Taco, sending it back to Avoid, and Avoid moving it back down to W Taco, who moves around on the Geos, moving into the bubble. Looks like he wanted for a shot, but he does get stuffed and stunned out, recovered by Ryref. Ryref sending it down field, bouncing it off the double diamond. Will be recovered, though, by Big Bot. Big Bot uh, tries to send this to a teammate, but it does get into the hands of that green pigeon.
Yeah, in the green hand of Green Pigeon. Thank you for the hydrate there, Nutty Buddy. We will take that one momentarily when we get a breath here. On Master Tier matches, we don't often get them. Nice save, though, as they do shut us up for a moment. The passing is still happening for Anomaly around the bubble. There's that shot. Acorn with the anchored backboard shot with the inbound pass. I believe it was. Oh, I didn't see who it was. But really nicely done. To make that an even game 2-2. And now I will hydrate.
All right, yeah, that was a beautiful pass, but I am a little bit worried that 87 is going to start reading that, considering that most of the points from Anomaly have either been breakaway threes or actually that's not even true. My bad. It's been breakaway goals or that above goal pass, which if you do it enough, they're going to start reading it, especially a great team like the Bite of 87. Ryref is going to be moving into bubble, passing a load of time. I didn't even know that he was there. And oh my god, the double ender, or at least one ender and a stun on the goalie to push that in for another two.
Yeah, I didn't see the exact combination of things there. Watching it back on the replay, the disc is dumped low. There's an ender there from time, and then actually I think he got a dusty off. He stunned the low player who was
Dang.
coming through. But yeah, definitely some presence of mind there, and really good situational awareness as W Taco gets his situational awareness checked there, as stunned and cleared for Pigeon, making everybody's life difficult over on the near side. The passes are looking pretty good still from Anomaly. They're moving the disc back and forth, but they're getting bothered by that stack now. The stack breaks that one up and moves it forward, and they are right there to reclaim it. Pigeon taking the shot in the mail slot, but it is picked up on the fly by Acorn. Acorn now just kind of trying to recover and reclaim a little bit of breath there as moving it out to Taco. Taco moving it forward, and it looks like they will make it out into the other zone.
Yeah, you know that you're doing something right if you see Anomaly playing slow. That is not a sight that very many teams get to see, especially in the Master Division. Anomaly being quite the unstoppable force. But speaking of unstoppable time,
Oh my
taking a
god.
long three all the way from that tunnel. Oh my goodness, right past the goalie. What a shot.
Yeah, that'll take your breath away. That one was from 29.2 meters up there in the trap area, 17.3 meters per second, and just totally unloads that. It's 7-2 now, as Bite of 87 has not let off the gas. They are continuing to keep on putting the pressure on Anomaly, making Anomaly adjust and play out of their favored play style. So they've made this whole game into their game, which is really the recipe for winning. Green Pigeon now handling the disc, moving it up the side there, but it does get picked up immediately by Avoid. Avoid putting it back
Ooh.
in play. A nice attempt at a shot there, not quite in. Does get picked up and moved back out by the defense and back into the mid. So Avoid is there. There's two players in the back line for Anomaly, just kind of circling that midfield. He does move forward on Acorn. Acorn passing it low, getting is that Avoid down there at the bottom, back up to the top. W Taco now handling it, moves in, gets the ding and the goal all at the same time. W Taco keeping him in there. It's only a 3-point game.
That shot had some power into it. You could feel that with the way that he threw it. He put all of his body into that, closing the gap with only 3 points to tie this up. And I personally would love to see an overtime or even around three, or the other way around, because I accidentally fumbled my words. A pass down to Time, who sends it back to the defense. They are in no rush to get this downfield. Speaking of no rush, a very lazy pass down to Ryref. Ryref setting a cut pass
Wow.
and slams it in for 2 more points. I don't know how they keep sneaking a guy past me. I don't see these cut passes. They just kind of appear.
I don't know, but Avoid was raising his arms on the way out after that one. I'm a little incredulous about what just happened right there. I'm not sure if he was fussing at his team or if he was just kind of mesmerized by what just happened. But that looked like he was a little bit bothered by that. W Taco now getting the first pass after the joust. It is not handled well by Acorn, and it is loose now. 87 picks it up and brings it back in the mid, though W Taco is waiting there at Double Diamond to pick it up. It is over to Avoid. Avoid making the ender attempt, but this just gets a little bit bopped away, and then it is going to be rattling around in trap here. Big Bot bringing it in, though, and is looking for the pass forward. Gets it down on the floor in Acorn. Acorn now looking around and not yet deciding he wants that one. Loses the handle on it, bounces off the back wall. For some reason, they don't lose the possession of it. Acorn now moving it over to the side. W Taco dancing around the Geo, trying to avoid Ryruff. Ryruff giving him everything right there. And the pass is good across the ceiling, but still we're just being a little bit slow and careful about this offense. It's not like we're used to seeing Anomaly just attack, attack, attack. So the jukes are still there, but they're not happening right up at the goal. Big Bot with a disc, crossing. It is to Avoid, and it is good. A little bit of a self-goal off of time, perhaps. Could have been a Chicago. Could have been anything, but it is now a 3-point game. That is for certain.
Yeah, that was off the head of time, but that type of play is exactly what Anomaly needs to be doing. A play that crosses up the defense, send them one direction and tap it back the other, making the goalie look the opposite direction even. That type of play is the best one. It feels the greatest to pull off, and it is the best one to get past the current situation they're in, as it will be Pigeon moving it up to time, sending it back over to Swagwar opts to send this one back to Ryruff. Ryruff will be slowing this down and sending it back cross over to Pigeon. Pigeon will look for another reset. Wow. Back to Ryruff. On to sealing the time. Time looking for another pass to Pigeon. Maybe a cut to Swagwar. No, he does get stunned out by W Taco and recovered by Acorn, who sends in a clear through the same side tunnel.
Yeah, super patient there by Bite of 87, but doesn't pay off this time. They do get interrupted, and they get interrupted there on the defense. What W Taco grabbing that one and just bringing in the loose disc. It is now 9-9. We are a dead even game with a minute and 30 seconds or so on the board. This one will be down to the wire, as it is anybody's game. Last possession probably wins this one.
Yeah, that is definitely the momentum you want to have going into this last minute and a half. As you said, this is anyone's game. Anyone could take the same play that 87 has been rolling out. The stack needs to anchor somewhere, because just floating around in open space is not the greatest spot to be in, especially for a possessive play like this. And speaking of possession, Ryruff between Swagwar over and over again, crossing up that stack and breaking it up like they needed to. Ryruff pushes this into bubble with a pass over to Time. Time dunks this in for two. They have, what is that? Roughly like 40 some odd seconds.
Yeah, it's going to be like 30...
35.
35, yeah. Very, very good, very close, very, very tight. Again, lots of time. 30 seconds is a lot of time in Master Tier Echo, so that is not going to be a rushed play. Avoid now handling the disc and moving it over to Taco. Taco with the stack right up his nose there. Gets the pass through amazingly to Acorn. Acorn backing it up just a little bit he has Avoid back there. Avoid is being careful along the floor, walking it forward, has a pass to Taco. Taco
No way.
now to
No
Bot,
way.
and Bot nails it. That will be a dead even 11-11, and we won't have any time as we get done here. It will be overtime.
I cannot believe what I just saw. What a beautiful passing display in the 360. The 360 to put them back tied game. If they can pull themselves together and win this joust, we're going to be seeing a round 3, ladies and gentlemen.
It is do or die. First points in wins the round, and the round needs to go to Anomaly if they are going to stay alive in this game. Right now, 87 has the first round under their belt. All they got to do is get this one in, and the night is over.
Yeah, and as the countdown comes down, this is really what matters the most. It looks like 87 will beat Anomaly to the joust. Anomaly is set up for defense already, though. 87 does have 2 passes to the ceiling, but they are mostly covered. Pigeon has to pass us over to Time. Time looks like he has to take this in. A save from Big Bot, though, stuffing him. It does end up right near Pigeon, but it does go past him. They need to get a stacked downfield. Everyone is hung up. It's just going downfield, and I think it might be in if it takes another bounce.
Yeah, 87 actually finally got free and got that disc. It was very close to being in. Avoid now moving in with Taco, and they have 2 players in front of them, so they are in the back. and they're just choosing to slowly move carefully in. Avoid with a nice hard pass or shot into the goal, but it is captured and thrown right back out. The clear is not good. Is picked up by Taco, and Taco crosses over to Avoid. Avoid on the floor, backing up, trying to pull defenders out and buy a little bit of time. They don't have to rush this. This is their possession, and they can move forward when they want to. Taco with the disc now up the wall, has a player at screen, crosses underneath to Avoid. Avoid not reading the pass on screen. The player moved away from there, is now reclaimed by a Pigeon, put down in the valley though, and it is bouncing free. Time with the shot, time with the not good shot, because it's picked up by Wet Taco, or W Taco, my bad, and brought back into the mid.
Yeah, that is not what you wanted to see happen. Oh my goodness, they left the goal open, but Swagwar does manage to get the stun off on the offender. A pass quick over to Pigeon. Pigeon sends it low to Time. Time has 2 passes in the area. Pass over to Swagwar. Puts it in for the bottom pocket shot and ends this game in 2 rounds. What a game. What a hype match. GG's.
Wow. And that's the kind of intensity and focus that they showed when they beat Instinct. You put these guys under intense pressure, and what do? They play more calm, they play more cool, more collected, and they play to win, and that's obvious. Bite of 87, I called it back, the week they got into Master Tier. I said these guys are absolutely legit. Keep watching them because they are going to scare the heck out of a bunch of people, perhaps even jump scare. My bad. Sorry. At any rate, we have another match to get to. Let's see that, but no, we were bright in our scheduling this time, right? Because our next game is not until 9 o'clock Eastern. Is that correct?
Whenever it is, top of the hour.
So yeah, top of the hour. So we have a little bit of time to unravel this mystery a little bit as to what we saw here, and the things we did see was Anomaly playing out of their game style, absolutely, without question. We saw excellent passing and maneuverability from both sides, but really Bite when it mattered. They were able to move the disc cleanly and really kind of pick up the rhythm and keep that rhythm very focused throughout the whole game. Of course, we saw Swagwar with an absolute game saver in the OT. As he broke up the offensive attack and managed to get the disc back through into the other side, that actually led them to scoring. What'd you see out there, Newt?
Yeah, that I saw a lot of 87 pressuring Anomaly to actually get out of their stack, their comfort zone. The stack is definitely where Anomaly feels the most comfortable. But I did see a lot of beautiful passing from Anomaly, not to discount them at all. They definitely not a team to be reckoned with. And yeah, it was a great match overall. I really enjoyed that.
Absolutely. I think at this point we will go ahead and throw this into a break, and we will regather ourselves and find our next match and come back in a few, where the next one up is going to be we're sticking with the Bite of 87, I believe. Is that right?
Yep, we are going to watch the Bite of 87 versus Ethereal.
I've heard of them.
Don't go anywhere.
Yeah, we'll see you in a minute.
Yes.
Easy going right there. Look at him. One more to go.
VRware. Our passion is for the future.
Easy going right there. Looking at. One more to go.
VRware. Our passion is for the future.
Easy going right there. Looking at. One more to go.
VRware. Our passion is for the future.
Yes.
Easy going right there. Looking him. One more to go.
VRware. Our passion is for the future.
Yes.
Easy going right there. Looking him. One more to go.
VRware. Our passion is for the future.
Yes.
Easy going right there. Looking him.
VRware. Our passion is for the future.
Easy going right there. Looking ahead. One more to go.
All right, okay, here we are again. I am Newton Dad, and it was next to me, adjacent to me, and upstairs is Newton Kid, also known as Newt underscore. This is VRML 5, or VRML Season 5. VRML Season 5,
VRML 5.
Week 8. This is the last week of the cycle. Again, we have Wonder T-Man on the cams all night here with us, taking care of the production and keeping us on track. And this game is Ethereal versus Byte of 87. We just saw Byte of 87 take out Anomaly in a beautiful, wonderful, fun, amazing game. It was a nail biter, 2 rounds. It was nail biter down to the very end. Good game and very well played. This is Ethereal, who's a perennial trouble to everybody, always. You never know which one's going to show up and how hard they're going to play you, because sometimes they can catch you off guard. But Newt, what do you see going on? How do you think this game's going to pan out?
Ethereal does a little trolling, and 87 does a little troublemaking.
You think
That's
that's
all.
what's going to happen?
That's all.
Troublemaking and trolling?
That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
I'm saying that KFC. No, I'm kidding. It's gonna be a good match, and
KFC's good
I don't
chicken.
know. I haven't really seen Ethereal play with Jiggy yet, so
True.
I'm interested to see how this goes.
Yeah.
He's been on the roster for not that long, but Cry, who is the player that they did lose, joined 80. What am I saying? Joined Overkill. Yeah. So ready ups are coming in. I'm excited.
Yeah, I mean, anytime we get to see these master tier teams go at it, it's always a treat. And Byte of 87's been on a roll, so it's extra tasty right now. We could say it's even extra crispy since KFC's in the building. Super spicy,
Extra scary.
extra scary. Byte of 87. Don't get jump scared.
Don't get jump scared.
That's one already up. We're still waiting on the other one, but should be ready momentarily. Ryref already playing perma-goalie even before the match has started. He's all the way back on the other end in the blue goal. But they're just getting warmed up. I'm sure they're 87's ready, loose, and getting ready, hyped to get this show on the road. As am I. I don't like to stretch and wait.
These guys
so
could ready up. Talk about
They-
mastered here.
They could ready up, but they don't want
could,
to.
But they won't. Bunch of stinky losers.
Oh, okay. Newt calling out the stinky losers. So if you see him in Master Tier soon, it was Newt, NEWT underscore, who called you out just in
Pink
case.
hoodie, blonde hair.
Yeah. He will be happy to answer to the drubbings in pubs anytime you see him.
Anytime.
Anytime.
And if you trash talk me, there is one word that will be said. Okay.
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 That's
cool.
Tila 2 says, we'll see if KFC is still loud today or if his voice is worn out from Sunday.
Dad,
If
have
he
you seen
sounds
the
okay,
clip?
we'll see. I have seen the clip and I thought it was you. I thought
That
it was
was me?
if I didn't know that you
wasn't in
weren't
that
there,
behind.
If I didn't know you weren't there, then I might have thought that was you because I've heard "Let's Go" at volumes that you would not believe coming from the upstairs of my house.
I'm a bit of a speaker myself.
A little bit.
Yep.
So-
Okay. Just counting down. We go play now.
Yeah, Newt is loud. Yes, Sputnik Cobra. Newt is quite loud. Hey, Sput, what's going on, dude?
Hi, Spud Magic.
Sputmanugi.
Okay, Joust counting down.
Okay.
We'll be 87 recovering the Joust. Swagor setting it low. There is no one down there for the moment, but Ryrov does manage to get down there. Back over the... Oh, what?
What?
Um,
As
I
everybody
love-
inspects that to make sure that really did just
Echo
happen.
Arena.
That looked like a little bit of that wonderful town in Illinois, the third largest city in the nation, happening right there to lead us off into the Bite of 87's lead in the first round of the second game of tonight. So,
That
Ethereal.
is quite unfortunate.
Yeah, it happens. Ethereal rolling out. I mean, I guarantee you, it doesn't discriminate one team versus another. It's going to happen to both. Ethereal rolling up. They got the passing working pretty well just until then. Caster Curse. Jiggy now looking at the loose disc, but gives it chooses to let KFC take that one. As they back it up, it is now a reset. See Jason bouncing around at the bow tie and then looking for the pass. Gets one forward. Jiggy says, "No, here, have it back." And they are going to try this again. Again to Jiggy. Jiggy taking the descent there into the goal and managing to get that one in a pretty tight angle and get that one started on the side of Ethereal. No technical goal. They take the real style and they put it in the goal. The disc in
Yeah,
the
I
goal.
gotta say, not to put out any bias or anything, but Jiggy has to be one of my favorite players just by the way that he plays. You know, and the way that he moves, the way that he plays, the way that he stacks. And speaking of stacks, look at him and KFC go. Just moving down the field. I'm pretty sure most, if not all, of these players from Ethereal did go to the recent LAN. So maybe coming off of the Quest 2 jitters or something along those lines. Pigeon sending in a same tunnel pass to Time, who does get recovered by KFC, sending in a very low throw, but does get sniped by a Pigeon. Speaking of snipes, into the bubble. It will be recovered by single shot, though, and bounces up to the hands of Swagwar.
A single not getting it out of the zone. Swagwar reading that one and choosing to set up his own team now. Just taking his time, finding the pass. It is Time. Passing back to that green Pigeon. And Pigeon now with the disc, not under pressure. Just kind of hanging out, looking for the pass. Got one forward and gets Time, bounces it off to nobody, though. It's on the far wall, and it is picked up and moving around. And it is under heavy pressure and now turned over and brought into the midfield. Ethereal given the Bite a little bit of trouble here, just making him kind of work a little hard just to establish any sort of dominance. You see, what is that? That was Time again. I'm sorry, Ryruff over to Time. Time now backing up to the back end of the zone, just slowing things down. Not liking what he sees until now. He moves it forward, Ryruff back, and then just bounces it off the stack of Ethereal, who can't see it because they're looking the other direction. They do pick it up and clear it through with the stack, overshoots it, and then now as KFC clean it up, he's on the near side wall, looking around at that one, sends it all the way across to see Jason, and see Jason just chooses to reset. Single shot now, resetting, waiting for what's going to happen, slowing it down. Looking ahead, getting the pass forward. It is now bouncing off the floor as that pass is incomplete and slapped out into the midfield.
Yeah, we'll be a single shot moving up through the midfield. Not passing it quite yet. He does send a low pass, as I say it, over to KFC. KFC moving around on boot. One of the most notorious jukers that I've played against myself. Not an easy one to get past. He has a lot of mind games up his sleeve. Once you feel like you know what he's going to do, he just slaps you upside the head and says, no, thank you. As he does sit by that rad logo, smacking the disc on the ground, taunting the other team. Maybe looking for a pass over to Jiggy. Jiggy maybe sending it back to KFC. Oh, no, he sends it back to CJ. Didn't see him up there. But he does get stunned out by Ryref, who sends it in a long clear with both stacks of 87 free. One of them does get broken. Swagwar picks up the disc and moves through the tunnel, looking for another pass. He sends it down to Time over to Pigeon. Pigeon has an open three. What happened over there?
Wow. I'll tell you what happened. Swagwar threaded that needle through and got that pass through traffic to only find the clear man just beyond that. And they just set that one up in style, caught Ethereal off guard and scored that three-pointer. And now they have the lead. So, you know, a little bit of planning, a little bit of execution goes a long, long ways in this game. As you see Jason establishing his dominance up there at the quarterback zone, getting the first couple passes through, going from tunnel to tunnel. KFC now handling the disc, moving forward, giving Jiggy an opportunity to have the disc. Jiggy waves it around, but gets it taken right out of his hand by Pigeon. Pigeon giving it the reset, and the reset is then thrown all the way through. It is Pigeon now on the run after it. He's going to catch up with it right about here and has just enough time to slam dunk that one in for the next 2 points.
Yeah, KFC's looking at his hand right now. He might have caught that on his screen, but you know, it happens. And if that is another technical goal and a pause coming through from the side of 87, wonder what's going on over there. Looks like Pigeon is out of headset at the moment.
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
mean, it
sure.
could be technical, could be mental. Who knows? I mean, they're up by 5, so I doubt if it's them having to talk things over, about technology or about strategy at least. Maybe the technology is breaking down for them. I mean, they've been playing for a while. I figured they probably did a warm up as well. So maybe there's a potty break needed or something. Who knows? It could be anything. Could be
Bathroom.
everything. But you see, the other team, the orange team, is playing around out here in the arena. As Wonder T-Man showing us, Jiggy just kind of giving the disc slaps as he bounces up and down off the ceiling to the nest. But you never know. I'm always curious what guys are doing during these timeouts. Are you gonna sit around and are you gonna talk about the weather? Are you gonna talk about strategy? Are you gonna tell a joke? Are you gonna do wind sprints? You gonna do your drills and things? It's always interesting, and then the thing that's most important that happens right after is who scores next. Did that timeout go in vain, or was that timeout spent on something productive? At the moment, Green Pigeon is just wiggling in his skin, so I don't think he's even in his headset. So that probably was a tech issue for him. Maybe somebody asked him to take out the garbage. Who knows? Could be anything. Life happens while we're playing Echo. Believe it or not, there is a world outside of Echo Arena.
If we look over at what Annabelle just said in chat, I think Pigeon needs to tape his headphones again. I'm
Needs
not
to
sure what that means,
tape his headphones.
but good for him.
Okay.
I think
Okay.
that's
Insight coming in from Muffle TV, aka Hunter Valley.
that's
Gotcha.
definitely interesting.
Gotcha.
I've never heard of someone taping their head. That is so.
I mean, maybe it's so that the wires don't get in the way of
I guess
stuff.
maybe so it doesn't come out. I think he does play on
Oh,
their
his
desk.
headphones are so busted. That's
Okay,
they're
okay.
they're so busted.
So busted.
Yep. But the timeout will only last 5 minutes. We were about 2.5 minutes into this thing, so at the absolute worst of this, we're around for another 2 or so minutes, and in the dead time. This is a good time to mention that this is the last week of the cycle. This is the second cycle of the season 5, and at the end of this week we take a week off, and at the end of next week we have the Challenger Cup. So we're coming down the wire here. It's kind of do or die time, as the people in Master are trying to keep themselves out of those bottom 2 ranks, and the people in the ladder are trying to keep themselves in those top 6 ranks so that they can go into the Challenger Cup and into the Elite Cup in the Master tier, so that they can get into prize money, because there's prize money on every single cycle now in VRML Season 5, as things have changed. We are moving on up in the world. But it's you'll see that jostling for sure coming in this week, as the teams are on the ladder trying to desperately to stay in those top 6. I know a team that Newt happens to play for. It's
Oh,
well positioned for that right now. What do you guys ranked? 10th,
11th.
11th. So I
10th
mean,
is
yeah,
master.
10th is master. That's right. They're number 1 on the ladder. So there you go. What are you guys gonna do to keep staying up there and not
Not
get
lose to
knocked out?
Tensor and Kang. Oh, look, we're unpausing.
There you go. Not losing. That's a good idea. And trying not to lose here is Ethereal, who's coming out with the disc now with just about half of this round to go, round 1. Bite of 87 holding on to a 5-point lead. As C. Jason is checking the disc and making sure it's still operational and moving it forward. He does look to be keeping all in one piece, so he will continue to advance that forward and finds the first pass down now to Jiggy. Jiggy getting the disc, immediately stolen. Green Pigeon is all over him and sends it deep into the zone. The bounce is a little wonky off the ring of the backboard, and so Bite of 87 will have to reset and slow this down just a little bit. They have 2 guys back on the back line. Pigeon passing to Ryruff. Ryruff now back. Pigeon back to Ryruff now. As the disc is moving cleanly around, as I say, they scuff the pass. And Swagor now with it upside down gets the cross pass in time, finishing that one off. Not really
He
sure
was stunned.
the mechanic on that. I believe he might have put his head on it and got it in there. But it is now a 7-point lead on the side of Bite 87. Sometimes it's good to be lucky.
Time was stunned. How did he slap that before? Whatever. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We're playing Echo Arena, and he gets a slap. Whatever. C. Jason over to KFC in that left tunnel there. Will be a cross pass down to Jiggy. Does go a little off though, but Jiggy does manage to recover it. He sends a high pass up to C. Jason. C. Jason looks for another cross over to Single. Single is going to slow this down and hang out on the block with about 3 minutes, 20 seconds left. Move it up to C. Jason on the ceiling. Has a cut pass to Jiggy. Jiggy, what happened there? I think he grabbed it from behind the goal and swung it around while in front of the goal. That was an interesting play, but does put them back within 5 points. They have all the time in the world to come back here, though.
Yeah, we're going to call that one the Jiggy Juke. You know, you have the sealable slam. That was the Jiggy Juke.
Obviously. Okay.
There you go. Clearly. Pigeon with the disc now. Bite of 87 still leading this one. 5-point lead. Less than 3 minutes to go on the clock. Nice passing happening yet again, as we've seen all night from Bite of 87. Time now moving it up, getting the crossover to Pigeon. Pigeon sending it back.
Ooh,
and
what a save.
Oh, and a save. What a beautiful save. The disc was stalled right there in front of the goal, and usually that's a grab and slam. But it didn't happen that time as the clear came through. The disc is picked up, though, by blue side. So by Bite of 87, still moving the disc back into the orange ethereal side, getting a nice clear. The free disc is there. But C. Jason being masterful in this goalie position, just making sure that no extra points go in, only the ones that are Chicago'd or technical.
Yeah, speak of masterful, these master tier goalies, truly insane, honestly.
Yeah.
You don't see these around just like in any division. It has to be the very tip top. Speaking of tip top, Ryerf on the ceiling, going for the backboard shot on the stunned goalie, putting them up by, I can't do math, that's like 7 points.
7, yeah.
Yeah.
Stay in school, please.
Yeah. Yeah. Ethereal's not out of this yet. They had an
No.
upset the other day last week against Oceans, actually. A lot in the favor of Oceans to win that match, and they did come out on top. And speak of this connoisseur vote, I think Ethereal actually has 0 connoisseur votes to win this. And Jiggy pushes that bubble. It does get saved, though, by Time, who sends it low, and it will be recovered by Pigeon.
Speaking of goalies, all right, so that clear is not quite completed. It is bouncing off the Geo and recovered by Ethereal. The shot is not good. Is read by Time. Time just closing up the mail slot completely, saying no deliveries today. Swagwar now handling the disc in the trap, takes the bounce shot off the ceiling. There are plenty of people in the neighborhood. And that one was picked up by Ryref at the nest and finished off. It is now 13-4. The math time is ticking off, and I do believe that this one will go into the pocket of Bite of 87.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that.
Math time, if it does show up in my overlay. Oh, it's 3, 2, 1. Ethereal is now officially out of time for the rest of this game. It will be KFC over to C. Jason, though. Maybe to put a last point on the scoreboard to get some momentum for them. Swagwar sends in a reset back over to Time. Time, pressured by the stack, does get stunned out, but it will be almost recovered by Pigeon, but Pigeon does not quite get the hand on it. Jiggy is moving into the bubble, though. Sends a cross pass attempted to KFC, but it does get intercepted by Raref, who sends it high as it does float dangerously into the bubble. Swagwar is pressuring the defense there, but KFC does manage to get the pass off to single shot. Single shot tries to send in the clear, but it is a little poor. But it does end up being the end of the round, ending off 4-2-13, favoring 87.
Yeah, these guys, the consummate pros, they're never going to stop playing until the whistle blows. So you do see them just keep on going, even though the math time ticked on by. And Ethereal knew that they didn't have anything but momentum to work for. Unfortunately, they don't have the momentum. They still are just a little bit out of sorts here, as we will sort these scores out. And unfortunately, it looks like the stats did not get split between the rounds there. So that is a conglomerate of everything all together. As Wonder T-Man says, he is a professional. It's a true fact, though.
Bit of a winner.
But the bottom line of this is we have stats here in front of us, and we can tell you what happened. And that would be right here in my tab there. Maybe. Newt, make it work. Make it fix it.
I
Fix
don't
it, Newt.
wanna. You do it.
Okay, I fixed it.
Yeah, so
Yeah, so that, I mean, the score line, though, is 4 points for Jiggy on the side of Ethereal. Not much. Is that right? Did my stats got scuffed too? Wow.
I'm just gonna look at the
Yeah, 4.
scoreboard.
And then 13 other side. So yeah, the scoring coming across the board, almost everybody except Swags, who's completely playing defense, I guess, is on the board with points. Assists coming through from Time and Swag on the side of 87, and the stun leader is Ryref. There's a timeout. There's lots of buzzing and stuff going on in the background here. A little distracting. It's okay. We'll live. But ultimately, 87 kind of basically outplayed, literally outplayed Ethereal through that first round. We do have a dropout, or maybe no, I'm sorry, it's somebody crossing lines here and talking to the other team. Wow. Chaos here.
Sorry, I was listening to what they were talking about.
What are they saying?
CJSN has no idea how the pauses work.
Oh, okay. Great.
He's like, oh, do you guys have another one? And you're like, yeah, we do. And he's like, oh, okay. That was the
Yeah,
entire conversation. Just
We don't
by
often
one
listen to
person.
comms, but when we do, it's about silly things.
Yeah. And calling for Pigeon. But speaking of Pigeon, let's see if you can get the initial joust from the side of 87. It will be 87. I called it. I'm a genius.
That's like the third time they've been uncontested
I'm
tonight
so
in that
smart.
in that joust position as well.
Pigeon down to Swagwar. Swagwar almost trying to put some points on the boards for himself. Long 3, but it doesn't quite make the mark. It will be Pigeon picking it up, though, slowing it down, not quite passing it to anyone yet. Tries to go for a cross pass at Time, but it does get intercepted by single shot. Recovered by Swagwar yet again, sends it low to Ryref. Ryref tries to send in a bottom pocket shot, another ding. That is uncharacteristic for the team of 87. Cleared all the way through, will be picked up by Swagwar yet again. Pressured by single shot, tries to send it clear. Intercepted by CJson, who gets stuffed by Ryref. There is so much happening right now, Noon Dad.
No kidding, Newton Kid. The disc is cleared all the way through, and it is Pigeon in the neighborhood picking it up. Has a nice little slammy dammy there, and takes care of the first 2 points of the round. So Bite of 87 not letting off, always staying on the gas, just like we saw in the other round, the other game earlier. They just never seem to give you a minute to take a breath. And I see Ethereal just kind of trying to figure out how they're going to break this pattern and how they're going to get ahead. And the passing is not happening right there. You see that one scuffed and picked immediately up by Time. Time centering up to Pigeon. Pigeon now to I believe Ryref on the far side. Ryref throwing the long shot, bounce. Yep, not even bounce, just straight on in. Don't need a wall, don't need nothing. Just need 38 meters and some clear path, and it's in. 5-0. Bite of 87. You called it.
I called it. Said he's gonna make it, and he did.
Even Strembisky says that's spicy.
Even Strem
I mean, he's
from
Strem
Team
after all.
Instinct.
Who?
Yep. Okay, CJson moving down, moving down the field, sending a pass over to Jiggy. Does bounce a little odd outside of the grasp of Jiggy, but he does manage to recover it. Slows it down, gets stuffed or headbutt at least out of his hands. CJson sends a very slow pass over to KFC. KFC uncontested for the moment, sends it up back to Jiggy. Jiggy sends that in on the goalie for 2 points. Yeah, breaking the ice for the round, putting them within 3 with 7.5 minutes left on the clock. Anyone's game. This round is very long. I thought it was already like halfway done.
Nah, we're just getting going here. This is just the start, man. But what I did notice is Ethereal has not been getting very good penetration on the plays that they've been planning out. They have been making points on transitions and conversions. So that's the fast break game is actually working off pretty well for them. As Ryref denies that one completely, sends it deep into the other side. The stack is chasing it down. Takes a funny bounce off the wall, so Pigeon has to break around and try to find a way to reel it in. It is Jiggy though who reels it in and chunking it deep. Ryref is on the back line, ready to claim that one and send it right back through into Time's hand. Time reading that and throwing down to Pigeon. He has a pass to the ceiling and chooses to take it. That is now Swagwar, and then Time, and some more points. 2 more points for the Bite of 87, who just continues to rally.
Yeah, that's 87 doing what 87 does best, passing in the bubble, getting past the defense of Ethereal, which, might I add, is not an easy one to get past. See, Jason is quite the goalie, whenever he's having a good day. But we'll be see Jason. Speaking of him, pass over to KFC. KFC sending a cross back to Jiggy. Jiggy opting to send it back to KFC, and a short pass from KFC to C Jason does get picked off though. The clear. Ryref sends it into the bubble. Will be almost recovered by Swagwar, but he does manage to miss that almost. And KFC gets a very cross, almost clear. Ryref will be picking this up in the trap area, sending us back across to that green pigeon. Pigeon maybe looking for another pass, and he does send this back to Ryref. Ryref moving around on the bow tie block, looking around, addressing his options. He does have more points, so he can slow this down up to time. Time looking for another pass of Swagwar to slam that in, but it does miss the mark just a little bit. Single shot getting the clear through the same side tunnel. The stack race is on, and it will be 87 getting there first, but missing the disc.
Yeah, I mean the accuracy of the stack was good. It was just it took a funny bounce and they had to take a little extra time. Playing a little catch before they leave the zone here. And Swagwar clears that one over to Ryref. Ryref taking the shot off the ding ring, so not quite on. It could have been a little bit more to the left or right. I didn't quite see. And then comes right back into Swagwar on the backside. So they have another opportunity to push this forward. About half of the round left to go here. The second round, first round going to the bite of 87. And Ethereal now moving the disc forward on Jiggy. Jiggy passing to C. Jason, taking the open shot and completing that one for the nice two-pointer. It is now a three-point game, and Ethereal's totally still in this. This is just a matter of getting the possessions and making the best of them.
Yeah, now if there's one thing I know about Jiggy and all of the players on Ethereal, but Jiggy specifically, because he's the one that pops into my head the most, he is quite the clutch player. If any of you guys were around for, I think it was Season 2 Challenger Cup, Jiggy did manage to get a clutch two-pointer. Oh my goodness, look at that stat coming into Mach 9. Jiggy did manage to get a clutch two-pointer to put them into the finals. And yeah, he's not one to have very many nerves, and it will be either Jiggy or KFC. It will be KFC recovering this in the blue zone over to CJson. CJson trying to take the shot on time, noticing the fact that he has the time to take the twos and take his time. Saying the name a lot, but sometimes not referring to him. Almost bouncing in. What was that, Ryref? What?
Yeah, that was a trench. He just unloaded into the trench, got a really favorable bounce out of it, and it came right back up into the goal. You can see it on the replay right there. The one bouncer off the back wall and then into the goal. What a shot, Ryref.
I am speechless. That was... Oh no. That is not good for the side of Ethereal. That is not what you want to see happen, especially at this time in the game. But it does not look like it matters to KFC. Moving in really fast, but does get saved by Ryref. Ryref is going to be slowing this down on the floor with Pigeon next to him, ready to stack. He sends it into the left clear. There is a defender there to take a long shot. Is that on? Oh! He puts that in.
I don't know why he grabbed it. It was in. Yeah, watch that one on the replay. I almost guarantee you that bounce was good. We'll see what the angle that Wonder had on it. The shot was really long. The chase was on, and it looked like it was just
in.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean,
I guess when you're leading by 6 or 8 or whatever, it doesn't matter if you get that extra one. But we'll see if it doesn't come back to haunt him in the long run. The Ethereal is on the roll here. They are moving forward into the blue bubble. KFC crossing over to Jiggy. Jiggy handling it, making the shot on the dime, on the angle, and really getting it done with a nickel and change, I do believe, as it is just a 6-point game. 2 3-pointers separating these two teams right now with 2.5 minutes to go.
That was a beautiful display from Ethereal. They're not out of this yet. They have time to come back. It's just 2 3-pointers away. If they get a lucky break or maybe just a smart couple of plays like that, sending in a single shot to go stun out their quarterback. But it will be 87 managing to keep possession for the moment. But KFC with an open shot. No, he misses it just barely. It will be recovered by Ryref, though, stunned out by single shot. There is a midfielder, though. Time moving in with the bubble. The open shot. Oh, my God.
Wow. So, yeah, if you're Ethereal, you cannot miss those shots, because then you give Byte of 87 the opportunity to turn around and do things like that. Long, beautiful shot from the midcourt, 39.5 meters out, 15.7 meters per second. Time just unloading for that three and really putting the pain on him. 90 seconds to go in this round. Ryruff taking the interception. They're bouncing
It's
it off
in.
the floor. That
It's-
one is also in. These guys are
Oh, man.
absolutely popping off. Their second game tonight. They're going to take this from Ethereal and claim 2 more wins tonight in the Master Tier. Your Cinderella story is still going on. Byte of 87.
Wow. I mean, with 30 seconds mathematical time, I don't see this being possible for Ethereal. So I would, yeah, there you go. 7, 6. My math time was not counting down. That is GG's for the side of 87. What a beautiful display. I can't believe all the shots that they've made this game. And Swagwar trying to take another 3 on the goalie just to rub it in a little more. But yeah, no time for math. It will go in high, maybe to set this off for their point difference so it isn't as bad. But yeah, we'll be recovered by Ragarov, sending it low. Recovered by single shot, though, sending it back down to C. Jason. C. Jason maybe looking for a cross pass over to Jiggy. Jiggy sends that in to the side pocket almost. Maybe in the side of the goalie's chest. But yeah, I'm thinking that's going to be the last goal for Ethereal this game.
Yeah, 24 seconds and then plus whatever we count off here on the way in. So this will be the last possession of the game, and it will be the game on Byte of 87 as they just roll out and handle the disc, move it forward, and dump it into the zone. One last chance to make points there. Time.
And
Trying it, not quite getting it. Swagwar with another opportunity. It's 5 seconds
he
count
makes
off,
it.
and there you go. There's the end of it. 21-8, your final score. 2 rounds back to back. First round was also 4-13. So the Byte of 87 just really showing up and showing everybody how they mean business in this Master Tier.
Yeah, what a game. That was wow. I knew they were gonna win. I had a feeling in my gut, but I didn't think it was gonna be by that much. Wow.
I mean, like I said when we started this thing, you just kind of never know which Ethereal team's going to show up, and sometimes the what you get is Ethereal just a little bit off, and I think that was what we saw tonight was just a little bit off the mark. We're going to turn around this and make a quick conversion back into the next game, though. We have another one coming right after, so we will see you in just a few minutes here. Hey, okay, we're back, and this is the last match of the night. This is going to be Echoholics versus Icy Knights. I am Newton Dad. Over there is Newton or Newt underscore, and on the cameras tonight, Wonder T Man. So the three of us are bringing you. This is a platinum match.
What?
So platinum. Echoholics, I've heard of those guys. Tonight they're fielding their main roster: Sir Captain Spoon, AB Chew 2, Brickera, and Smooth Riding. On the side of Icy Knights is Eka Mounts, Drop Dash, Corrupts, and Mistake. And you know what I know about Icy Knights is this is the first time they've been casted, so this is kind of an interesting moment in time for them because not often are you a platinum team and you've never been seen on any cast. That's a little interesting to me.
Yeah, I might also put up for some first cast jitters. I definitely have experience. Oh wow, it's it's not a good name. Definitely have experience that myself. I'm sure you have as well. Pretty sure all of us who have been casted in the Twitch chat have felt that as well. Shout out to the Twitch chat, 80 some odd viewers. I really appreciate you being here on this Tuesday night. Certainly a weird day to have a lot of viewers, but you know we'll take them as the joust comes rolling out. It will be the side of Icy Knights taking possession and recovering the headbutt, but it will be Chu sending it all the way down into the Icy Knights bubble.
Yeah, one thing I can see about Icy Knights already is they are quick. They form their stacks really fast, and there's Corrupts under pressure there. The Echohawks defense rolling through there. Pass forward for Chew to Kara. Kara to Spoon. Spoon getting his pocket picked, and that one starting back the other direction. So we see some pretty good organized play. Chew in the stack there with Spoon recovering that disc and sending it back across the arena. That's going to be into the hands of, sorry, my overlay just turned off. Smooth Riding over there, best mod NA, but is cleared all the way through and now in the deep in the zone of Echoholics. Echoholics do manage to reclaim it, sending it back into the mid.
Yeah, will be recovered though by Eek. Eek sending it cross pass to Mistake. Mistake sending in a strandy pass to Corrupts, putting them up by 2 for their first casted match. That is one way to start.
Yeah, I'm a little befuddled. Other than Drop Dash, I don't even think I've even seen any of these guys. I mean, players come out of everywhere and nowhere. So these guys are clearly having a good season, making it into platinum. So I mean, Echoholics have been as high as diamond in previous seasons as well. So they're kind of that perennial 40s-ish ranked team. Brickera now passing the disc back over to Chu, finding a little bit of the geo along the way, and Chu now bringing it forward, giving it off to Smooth Riding. Smooth Riding walking in under a lot of pressure there, but it's just chaos in the bubble. And the loose disc is around, but then not really recovered by anybody. Stacks are forming, and a lot of nuisance and noise going on there as the back pass is now handled back to Eek. Eek under heavy pressure by the Echoholic stack. Smooth Riding grabbing that one, throwing it toward the goal, not quite getting it past the shield. Kara trying a second time, and then finishing that off. It is now 2-2 tie game with about 7 minutes 40 seconds to go.
Yeah, take a look at that Echoholic stack. That was so fast. I can't find the words to explain just how surprising that is to see, especially in these ranks. We just came off of 2 master tier matches, so definitely going to be a pace change no matter what. But to see that type of speed coming out from a platinum team, not to discount anyone in platinum, these teams are the teams that you expect to see climbing through the ranks, moving up to diamond, and pushing through to Challenger Cup and into that same zone that 87 is in right now. And will be Sir Captain Spoon moving in, trying to get a 2-pointer on the goalie, but will be stopped and sent out. Will be recovered though by Corrupts. Corrupts sending into the same side, clear, and floats around for a moment until it's picked up by Spoon. Spoon sending in a long clear, maybe a shot, but it will be picked up by Smooth. Smooth getting stunned out, and it will be recovered by the side of Icy Knights.
Yeah, Icy Knights are definitely playing a very organized game. They're getting their stacks together. They're getting passing around. Echoholics just seem to be reading them a little bit better and keeping the pressure on as the disc does move back into the loose side. It is loose now, but Smooth Riding picking it up on the wall and also picking up the little chin music from Eek as they do manage to get the stun and the clear. The disc is up in the ceiling area though, picked up by Corrupts under pressure there as the defense is in the place. AB Chu in the goal where he does the best kind of work. That clear was good, and AB Chu playing both sides of the equation gets his own clear and boost and score.
Yeah, 13 meters per second, not the fastest shot in the world, but who cares about speed whenever you have placement and pressure? Those goalies, and I say plural because there were a couple people in the side of Icy Knight's goal, trying to find this shot. But Chu, as a strong player, a strong defense, offense, midfield, he's a player that I've seen all across the arena, and one that honestly, is one that I would be afraid of if I was on the side of Icy Knights. A clear coming through from our favorite Chu. Will be recovered though by Drop Dash. Drop Dash trying to send in another clear of his own, but it does bounce off of the little Geo there right next to Tunnel. Recovered by Spoon though, sends a cross pass to Chu. Chu sending it over to Smooth Riding, and a save by mistake. No mistake with that one. That was a beautiful save, and will be bounced back into the hands of Brickera.
Yeah, Kara just working the back line, slowing him down a little bit as she chooses to pass up to Spoon. Spoon trying to make the connection low, but it gets red, or at least had people in the middle of it. As now Icy Knights work the breakaway, and they get the points very easily on that fast stack. It is now 4-4 with about half of this round to go.
Yeah, these are the players that are on the up and up, and to see those again with the fast stacks, these teams, if they're gonna focus on one thing at a time, that is where I would start getting a fast and accurate stack. You've been saying stack accuracy for the longest time, but
Coined by
it's
Smooth Riding.
quoted by Stu. So the very own Smooth Riding in this game on Echoholics, and yeah, that's great. That's great. Corrupts moving into the bubble, pass low to Mistake. I think, yeah, that was over to Mistake. A long shot. No, what am I saying? You take it away. I can't speak.
Clear
Right
out
now.
of AB Chu 2, making
Thank
the
you.
defensive line work. Again, working
There you
both ends of
go.
the arena. From start to finish, Chu being the absolute destroyer, putting the team on his back, and now making that a 3-point lead, the very 3 points you saw come out of his hand to bring the lead now for the Echoholics. These guys, of course, I played on Echoholics for a couple seasons, so I'm quite familiar with them. Chu, when we started season 3, was like, I guess, we needed a goalie. And she was like, I guess I'll try to figure it out. And figure it out he did. He's become one of the best platinum goalies that there is in that division. I mean, he is literally, he's a machine back there. He reads so well. And, Alcoholics, they're an adult team. They're just in it for fun. They play just to have fun all across the board. They don't really practice much. And so, what you see here is kind of just what their raw talent and raw skill is. And talk about skill. There's one, Smooth Riding, throwing that one in for 2 as the goalie was bothered the defense all over the place, and offense was just making it difficult for him in every corner. But yeah, just playing for fun, and that's what a lot of people out here in VRML do. They're not going to be sweaty tryhards. They're not trying to be the best team ever. They're just out there to have a great time with their friends and play competitively, because that's kind of what a league is about.
Yeah, absolutely. Making a team with your friends is very important. If you're playing and you're not really having a great time, if you're dreading playing your matches, there's no worth actually being in a league. You're better off doing whatever makes you happy. And if Echoholics is happy playing the way that they are and with their roster, Doc Education, one of our casters. Oh, look at that shot by Spoon, cutting me off, shutting me up. But yeah, Doc Education is one of our casters, and Skinny, the second sub, always. A previous champion in season 1 and season 2, if I remember correctly. Yeah, these players, after a long time of playing the game, eventually you'll want to settle down on a team that you can have fun with, and Alex is just doing that. And if they happen to bring a couple wins down with them, then it goes like that. As pass over to Corrupts in the low. Oh my goodness, he almost takes a shot on the goalie as they get a pass from Mistake. Moving over to Corrupts. Corrupts sending in a shot on Abchu. You don't see that go through very often. Again, as you were saying, the defense machine.
I mean, from 3.8 meters, not a lot of us can shut down that close shot. That one just kind of went through, as they do, and that one brings the score to I believe it's 11-6. Echoholics are just kind of in a comfortable lead. 2 minutes to go. As long as they keep possession and keep moving the disc toward the goal on Icy Knights, this will probably be their round, and not make mistakes like that. So mistakes, even at the platinum division, get punished, and get punished hard. The loose disc, again, they're still paying for that mistake as the disc gets cleared through, and that will be points. So that is absolutely not what the Echoholics wanted to see happen there. The lead narrowed down now to a scant 3-point lead, and Icy Knights are breathing down their necks.
Yeah, and I see like very minimal mistakes from the side of Echoholics. They are just fumbling a couple passes and throwing it into Geos, and as I say something, they start to improve on it. Oh my goodness, a Spoon gets stuffed by Mistake. Mistake setting it a long three, and
Oh,
it bounces just off the backboard, a little off the mark of where they needed it. If that went in, that would have shifted the momentum entirely. Spoon getting off a stun on that offense. Does try to go for a clear, but it bounces off of that same side station, and another one bouncing off another Geo, but Bricara recovering it, sending it high, and it will bounce into the bubble of Icy Knights.
and the bubble of Icy Knights and the
What a
cross pass,
pass!
cross pass picked up by Spoon. It's almost like they drew it up in the locker room that way. I know these guys and how they play, and sometimes they just are in the right spots, and they are lethal passing in that bubble. If you let them move around without defense, they will take you to task. That will probably be the math. 33 seconds math time. It has 12 to go, so that is what is left for Icy Knights to bring this one back into parity and continue playing into an overtime. But that one right there is crossed beautifully, but is read by Smooth Riding. Smooth Riding playing a little defensive action there and getting that one cleared out, but it's not all the way out. It comes right back in the zone. It's going to be picked up by Mistake, or nope, it's not my mistake. It is picked up by Corrupts, but the defense is there. The bubble defense is present and keeping up the fires. And Echoholics are going to take this one, round one, 13-8 on the side of Echoholics.
Yeah, what a round. That was quite fun. As the Icy Knights almost did have the shift of momentum. It was just that one missed three that might have set them off in their in maybe their own comms or just in their own heads. But the only thing that Echoholics was really doing better than Icy Knights is they were keeping possession and they were keeping pressure as well. And whenever they needed to let off on pressure and slow down, they could, and they could control the pace of the game. That's where they're getting Icy Knights. And also, if you look at the scoreboard right now, the stuns actually more spread out, and just overall, there's more stuns from the side of Echoholics. If I look at the actual number real quick, they have 51% of the stuns, and possession is on their side as well. They've taken the same amount of shots. There's been one more save total and one more steal. But actually, there's only been one more stun from the side of Echoholics. It's honestly a balanced game. It doesn't show as well in the scores, but it's a lot closer than it seems.
Yeah, the numbers don't seem to do justice what the screen just showed us and the score on the scoreboard did. You know, Echohawks are doing a lot of things right, and as you know, and as are Icy Knights. So this round two could absolutely go either direction. It's just a matter of who has fewer mistakes and who has a little bit cleaner round than the other guys. The joust is on, and it is going to be in the hands of Echoholics. 1.92 seconds to get that claim in the mid range or the mid zone, as we see the disc moving up to Smooth Riding from Spoon. And Smooth's moving up. He has no pressure, so he's just gonna keep on walking until they both dive out of the goal. It's too late for that, and he deposits his first 2 points into the net, and that it will set the tone for round two.
Yeah, the IC Knights are just giving Echoholics way too much room to walk. If they want to make this game a little closer and put some points on the board themselves and maybe stop some more Echoholics points, they need to set up a more solid bubble defense, because right now it seems a little loose and a little messy. As it will be Recaro recovering a messy pass of their own, and a stack maybe trying to come through from the side of Echoholics, but doesn't quite get there on time. Intercepted though by Smooth Riding, back up to Spoon. Spoon moving into the bubbles, resetting. I'm not sure where to, but it does get recovered by Chu. Chu sending across low to Spoon. Spoon getting the ender off, but does drop the disc. Covered by Smooth, back up to Spoon, but intercepted by the side of Icy Knights.
Yeah, big long clear going through, but the stacks are there for Echoholics to bring that one in and turn it around for a
Ooh.
long attempted shot. Not quite on the mark, but a good attempt. Is now picked up by Mistake, and Mistake's moving the disc forward. He gets it down low, but is picked off immediately out of Corrupt's hands by Spoon. Spoon walking up again, no pressure. Chu working underneath. The give and go back and forth in front and the back of the goal. So hard to defend, and that one is a dunk from Spoon. 4-point game, 4-0 on the side of Echoholics.
Yeah, that's how you do it. That's exactly what I was talking about earlier with the forward to back and then back to forward. Sounds a little more confusing than it was, but the backboard pass back to the forward person who did the initial pass that crosses up goalies, and even at the highest ranks, that is incredibly hard to defend, especially with the speed that Echoholics was going into that passing play with. As Kara sends in a very long clear, floating around into the Icy Knights bubble, and it does get slapped out by Eek. Eek's, oh my goodness, Eek's clear does get recovered by Chew though, who resets it back to Smooth Riding.
Yeah, Smooth now working the back line. He's just giving that little push pass forward over to Kara, who came off the stick and saw all the traffic in the goal and decided to deposit that one. 6-0, so they've done 3 unanswered goals now in this second round, depositing 2 after 2 after 2, one for Kara, Spoon, and Smooth Riding. So it's Chew's turn to score if they're going to run the cycle, or we'll see if the cycle gets broken by Icy Knights, if they can break the silence here in round 2. First pass goes off the near side wall. Eek does have it on hand and finds the pass all the way across the arena on the other side to Pac-Man, as they do make a nice cross pass again, cut pass in and dunk, and that is some action, breaking the silence there for Icy Knights and finding the first 2 points of their own for this round 2.
Yeah, and they have 6 minutes and like roughly 45 seconds. So this really is anyone's game. A 4-point difference that can be broken in literally 2 goals. So that's like 30 seconds off the clock just then. One's a self pass. That was on purpose, by the way. Smooth riding on the cross boot, sending over to Bracara. Bracara over to Abchu, and there you go, finishing the cycle as you were saying. Chu sending in another 2-point, and putting them back up by 6 with 6 and 15. 6 minutes, 12 seconds.
Yeah, I guess if you're going to make a self pass like that, you better finish it off in style, and that's what the Echoholics did that time. That play was absolutely picture perfect. As we now see Icy Knights trying to answer their picture, and they've made some beautiful passes all the way through deep into the bubble zone now. The shot is on, and the shot is good. That was a 3 from just outside the zone. It does register as 7.6 meters in my Spark, so just right on the edge of the bubble. Couldn't have been any closer, and still counted as a 3.
It did look like Mistake was going for the cut pass, and I think that was the initial intention, but Mistake managed to drag the goalie out, so that just played out perfectly for the side of Icy Knights, as Spoon sends it up to Smooth. Smooth getting pressured, sending in a 3-pointer of his own, but it does get a little off the mark. Spoon trying to send in another 3, but recovered by Drop Dash. Drop Dash sending into the left trap, recovered by Corrupts. Corrupts sending in another pass to Eek. Eek, 3 points, hits off the ding ring. Unfortunate, bounces alone in the trap. Recovered by Spoon, who sends it into the same side tunnel.
Yep, the same side tunnel, and the stacks are there. Smooth claiming that one, sending it forward. Not quite the communication they needed because the player was there, just didn't get the answer of it. But the pass to the sealable slam is in Bracara's hands, and she takes care of that one. No problem whatsoever. Maintaining a 5-point lead here, Echoholics over Icy Knights. You know, the kind of play that Echoholics do is often hard to defend. They play a lot of interceptions. They play a lot of bubble passing and really pressure. And when you're not used to playing pressure, that it is a very effective method to play. And that one, a mistake made there. Smooth Riding just reading, dropping across, not seeing any pressure at all of his own, walking through, has Sir Captain Spoon bothering the goalie, and the ding coming in, unfortunately for Smooth. But the clear does make it out in the trap. There's Chew out there waiting for it. Chew centers it up and finds Sir Captain Spoon, who bounces off the bow tie. Has a couple options, but the only option there was chin music as the disc gets cleared and moving out the other side.
Chin music, eh?
Yeah.
What's that mean?
It means he got hit.
All right, that's fair. As it is recovered by Corrupts. Oh my, what was that? I thought he was stunned, and they managed to get a shot off. That was incredible. Putting them back within 3 points with 3 minutes and some more seconds. I don't feel like counting anymore. But yeah, this is anyone's game. I do feel like Echoholics do currently have the momentum, as it's Chu sending in to Spoon. They have a relay pass, send it over to Bracara. Kara sends it a low pass to Smooth. Smooth moves up, looking for another pass. Maybe, oh my goodness, trying to take a shot on the goalie, but it is sent out, but intercepted again by Spoon. Spoon trying to get a pass low, but it does bounce a little off. Kara trying to get there, but there's a stack pushing her. Mistake does slap it out, though.
Yeah, it slapped it. It's picked up by the Echoholics, so they do move it back into the Icy Knight zone. This time it's free and picked up by Corrupts, but Corrupts gets corrupted there. AB Chu now with the disc, with the pass down, the pass over, oh, and the shot over. Kara's on fire tonight, so this is one of those nights where you just have to watch everybody on the Alcoholics because nobody can be trusted to sit on a pass or a shot. Thank you so much for all the bits flying in. We do appreciate that. I did see 1,000 starting off the bits factory there, as that was Celoid Iman. Good to have you out there in the chat and supporting us in bit by bit, as you would say. As the pass comes in, it is Spoon with the disc, and it does go off the ding ring. So ding ring is still showing it's the best goalie in NA, in all regions actually, in all ranks. As the disc is free, it does get claimed by Icy Knights and move forward into the Alcoholic zone.
Yeah, we'll be recovered though by Smooth Ride, who sends in a same side pass to Sir Captain Spoon, who is a little pressured by the stack, but
Red.
they do happen to miss him. Abchu almost recovering that, but it will be taken by Eek instead, going for the same side clear, bounces off of the popcorn, and again recovered by Brickera. Brickera trying to move up to Chu, but it does bounce a little past him. Drop dash, sending it right into Bowtie. Smooth sending a low to Chu. Chu sending
Oh,
back
yeah.
up to Spoon for another 2 points, facilitating their lead and putting them back up by 7. They have a minute and a half to bring this back, Noon Dad.
In season 3, back when Echohawks were brand new, they got described early on by a caster as being Kangorilla-esque in their passing. And you see when they move the disc, 2 passes in the bubble, why they get that why they got that moniker. Mistake now moving in with a duck and a shot, and that one is good. It does come off of AB Chu, but it is still counting for Icy Knights. So they're staying in this with 5-point difference. It is going to be an uphill battle for them to mount those 2 unanswered goals, one after another, in that next minute or so. So we'll see how that unfolds right here as Echohawks take possession.
Yes, the count comes counting down. I don't know why I said count twice. But Chu trying to send in a pass to Spoon. Spoon not quite getting it initially, or the second time either. It does end up in the hands of Smooth, though, who does get stunned out by Corrupts. Brickera had the 1v1, but offs the pass to back to Spoon. Spoon taking it back to the backboard to Smooth Riding, and that'll do it for mathematical time. That is Echoholics finishing off this game into up by I cannot count. Don't ask me.
They're up
13?
by. No.
Nope, I can't
Try
count.
that again.
7.
There you go.
First try.
Hey, Doc Education. Good to see you, bro. Yeah, this Doc Education is the first sub of Echoholics, as we have discussed earlier. And of course, Skinny is the second sub, former champion, but they keep him relegated to where he belongs, back in the back room.
Dang, that was personal.
Oh no, it's not personal. That's
No, it's
fine.
personal. Oh, what a
Chew
save.
with one last save there,
He
just to
just
kind of put
rubbed
the
it in.
exclamation point on the end of the night there, and that's exactly how it's gone for Echoholics. The defense, the offense, and everything went exactly as they needed it when they needed it. I do believe that's Echoholics on a 3-game win streak now. I casted 2 of their games just last week, and I believe this is their first game this week. So they're on the absolute rally caps and climbing up the ladder in the mid 40s there right now. So going to 11-10 on the season now, so that helps them out on their record. Hey, good to see Doc Education as a tall caster in the chat. But that's the last game we're going to do tonight. So Newton, now let's look at these stats as they finally unfolded. What I saw was a control game from the Echoholics, kind of based on their ability to stun, based on their ability to move the disc at will on the backs of boosting, and then in bubble play. The bubble play really seemed to make the difference.
Yeah, it was a great game for both teams, and you've said what I was gonna say, and what is happening there? Sorry, my camera did something weird. But yeah. You said what I was going to say. That was a great game for both sides. And yeah, anything else?
Well, yeah. We remind you that this is week 8, so this is the last week of the cycle. We're seeing those races start to form up in the master tier and in the ladder. So the top 6 teams of the ladder and the bottom 2 teams of the master tier will move on to be in the Challenger Cup, and that Challenger Cup will not be this coming weekend. There you go. There's the ladder flying in there. Thank you very much, Wonder T-Man. That won't be this weekend, but the Challenger Cup is next weekend. So not this coming Friday, but the following Friday and following weekend, we have cups coming up again. So it's happening quickly as we only have a 4-week cycle and 3 4-week cycles this season. Over on the Master Tier, you see Ignite at the top, Bite of 87 who won 2 tonight. So those need to be updated. They haven't quite been completed. Instinct in 3rd place. So your champions from last season currently sitting in 3rd place. Interesting things happening all over the place. And in the challenger ladder, you see Ash up there at the top with Click and Tensor following right behind. The 1300s. Look at where the 1300s drop off, all the way down at 17th. So that 12th to 17th position is absolutely a dead heat. And that ladder can flip around in an instant, just depending on who's going to win games this week. So pay attention to the games this week. They're going to be a lot of fun, and there's a lot of games this week because people pushed matches from last week to this week because of LAN last week. So, the logistics are great for an absolutely amazing week of Echo on VRML. We'll do our best to cast as many of those as we can as we move toward the weekend and toward the Challenger Cup next week. We're here for you, and we're glad you're here for us. We appreciate everybody being out there in the chat for us tonight and showing up here on a Tuesday night. We got up in the 80s of the viewers during our Master Tier matches. It's great to have even 56 of you guys on right now for us. Newt, you got anything else to say before we bail out of here?
I love Echo Arena.
I love Echo Arena as well. He has it text in front of him. How'd you do that?
I'm cool.
You're cool. And I want to absolutely thank Wonder T-Man for all his fabulous work here tonight on the cams, on the production, making us look really good and letting me step out in front of the mic so I don't have to worry about doing all that stuff. So we will call it here, and we appreciate all you. And until we see you guys next time, be good to each other. We'll see you.
And we're underway.
VRML Echo Arena is brought to you by HyperX, Asterion Products, Border Foods, VR Cover, ProTube VR, Rebuff Reality, and VRware.net.